I have 4 kids and I've also lost 100 pounds. And one of the questions I get asked all the time from people is, how do you make meals for yourself and still feed the family without having to make multiple meals for everyone? All right, so today I am actually going to share with you my top 5 tips on how to plan your meals while still feeding your family at the same time. Tip number 1 is to stop overcomplicating it. A lot of times what people do is they will plan out their entire meals for the whole week. Oh gosh. When really it doesn't need to be that hard. So often I find that people try to plan out every single bite of every single meal for their entire week, a week in advance. And that's actually not very realistic, especially if you have a family and you are trying to juggle your meals with sports and school and appointments and all the things. But instead of a highly detailed plan, what you actually need instead is meals that can be flexible. So one thing that I do when I prep every single week is I will make like 1 meat, 1 rice, and a veggie, and then I'll mix it up and get variety by changing up my sauces. Tip number 2 is to make family-friendly swaps instead of making separate meals for everyone. So for example, if you're making stir fry, you could do cauliflower rice for yourself and make regular brown rice or white rice for your kids. Tip number 3 is to not be overly ambitious with your meal plan. In fact, I usually will stick with a couple of family favorites and only try 1 new recipe a week. That way I don't get overwhelmed with trying new recipes. And I'm also not making a ton of things that my kids won't actually eat all the time. And then when we try the new recipes, we decide if we like it or not. And if we do like it, it goes in the bank of recipes that my family likes and we'll repeat it again. Okay, tip number 4, and this one has actually made the biggest difference for our family, is planning flex nights into your actual weekly meal plan. And this will allow you to have nights where you can either eat leftovers if you have a lot of leftover, or if you want to go out on a date night, or if a last minute thing comes up, you have the ability to be able to do that without wasting a ton of food. And then my last tip is to actually batch prep some of your snacks. Because here's the thing, it is so easy to snack on whatever is easy to eat. That's why you go into your pantry a lot, probably open up a bag of chips or crackers and just start snacking because it's easy. So prep some healthy snacks ahead of time. Cut up some carrots, mix some dips, cut up some cucumbers. In fact, I've actually found that when I prep some healthy veggie snacks for my kids with a good dip, they eat all of it. And even better, if I leave it out on the counter after school, they will be munching on veggies for hours. In fact, if you want more help with meal planning, I actually put together a guide with my step-by-step process on how I plan my meals for the week, complete with flex nights. I also included in there what to do when you have cravings during the week, and I have a full list of all of my freezer staples and pantry staples so you can make meals for those nights that you might not have planned anything with ingredients that you have on hand.